we're ready to get underway. And this is an interesting strategy coming out from Navi. I think we're in agreement from what we just saw is this AA pick is a question mark in our minds.
It's interesting. It's definitely...
It's a combo for the Void.
It's a combo for the Void, and it's also not so bad versus the Morphling, right? Nisha is playing that Morphling after all. It's gonna be the core Morphling. So it's not so... Oh, it's mid-ancient. Alright, that's gonna be actually very, very interesting. So Neko and True, they are the supports. It's mid... Ancient Apparition?
Yeah, so this has been the only way I've actually been seeing this hero, in fairness.
I mean, this is awesome, man. I'm loving this. Let's go.
This is spicy. This is different.
No. This is not only spice. They're playing
everything nice.
It's also everything nice because you are playing mid Ancient Apparition versus Dendi, right? And he loved to play that hero on mid, man. So you steal his hero and his team? What are you doing?
The ultimate spit in the face. Ark's like, you know what? Even if I lose this, I'm going to lose it and start. But I mean, it's not a bad lane for him. In fairness, I've seen it a decent amount. Edged Apparition mid is surprisingly decent, despite what most people think.
Well, Dendi is on playing the draw.
Lizzie. So that was brave. They're going to run him down. Looks like we're already going to find our first blood. He can't TP out as they do have the stun rail on the Absol. Can he get across and help? No, there's the first blood.
And the worst part is Wispel wasted the sport there. I think he cancelled in the end. And I don't know why the Bristle was left alone, because...
well, that was our big concern at the start. We were like,
they're gonna duel. They're gonna duel from now on.
Yeah, I think they have, because originally, like you heard me saying, are they gonna do a tri-lane with the Ancient Apparition? That must be what they're thinking. But there's no way you leave a Bristle low. Not in 2018. This hero can't survive on his own in that lane.
I mean, honestly, mid it can't work. It's obviously not very common, but that hero mid can definitely work. And then your lanes are perfect, but it's kinda alright. I suppose you still have the Bristle. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Are those the highest rates we've had?
We had a 5.
I think we had a 5, but but at this point in the tournament, to get that kind of bet one way or the other.
Yeah, so honestly, like Morphling does suffer from AA a lot. So if you get him in the chrono and you use the Necro's the AA is ult, you definitely do see that then.
Yeah, that's of course the power of the Chill and Touch. She almost died there.
They isn't that bad here right now on the laning stage, right?
Not in the first few levels. It's not until Nisha gets taken to Quilla and gets to level 5.
Of course, because you benefit so much more from these simple items. With
Chu getting low here, trying to make a move, but they haven't got vision.
He has a fairy, he has a Sal.
They're being starved a little bit. They're still level 1 there. And I believe the drive should be up to by now. Doing a good job of actually controlling the wave. 8 free CS.
Speaking of controlling the wave, is also around mid. If he manages to fissure Arc mid, like he can fight.
There it is. Ark's in trouble. We use the cold feet, but it's too late. Nisha, will he freeze? No, he won't. He gets that.
Egypt top as well.
Oh no. We see this with DDs all the time. With a regen rune. Just a perfect scenario.
It's actually so good for them right now. Plus the West Bristle lane, I think that's the lane you have to win if you are Navi, because that Bristle, perhaps it wasn't the perfect last pick, right? But if he buys that Crimson early on, and perhaps you can do towers versus Visage. Maybe.
Possibly, but I think the big concern to highlight right now is Secret. They left Xayah alone in the bot lane, and he's not suffering at all though. He has next speed advantage over his 2 opponents already, and we already actually looks a lot like this Void is the win condition, clearly. Busy. Is he going to be able to get out? She's going to be there. A lot of damage done. He's out. He might be out of life. Going to try and run down. Very far coming up from Chu to try and keep up. 2 1 to escape. Chu, he needs about a few more seconds for the tether. It's going to be close, but he won't make it. They break it a little hard.
Yeah, Dendi fires the 1 deadly arrow. Drink tether. Actually, if he had one more second there, he would have lived. Unfortunate.
As a result of that, so far, CS-wise, and this kind of worrying part is, while Arc is hurting Nisha reasonably well, he did just have that death. On top of that, we said, once Morphin gets to about level 5, this is a lane that feels like it switches. I mean, it can go back the other way at 6, but...
Until 6, A isn't that strong. I mean, in this mid-game, right, versus Morphling. In the mid-game of the laning stage, that's what I mean, because the Morphling gets that Aquila that you talked about, an item or 2, and then suddenly he starts hitting so hard that the A can't really contest unless he has Chilling Touch up, so... Which? should have up all the time. This is another problem. Yapsor is here.
Yeah.
Another fissure block that can lead to a kill easily.
That's the thing. The Schnapperigen is very easy to kill if you can just block him off, and there it's going to be. He's made his escape. Coldfield and Nisha being Waveform with Monster taking a lot of damage here, but Waveform through still gets frozen up. But he did actually start more strength, just trying to bait Arc in. Arc will live.
That's really well. And Nisha, he couldn't just wait for him through him because then he just turns and runs.
Yep, Nisha taking a lot of damage. Stunn's going to come out. They might get him here.
There we go.
Nicely done. Snake with the rotation pays off. The Absol did find a haste though. Heading straight back towards top, but Blizzy, he's not as easy to kill now. Level 3 is kind of this good luck killing me point for the Bristle, right? Because you get 2 in the quills, you hurt a lot, and at the same time you have the reduction from the back.
He has the bracer as well, and Wisp healing him up, so should be completely fine on this lane from now on. However, if they come with 3 heroes again, like I wouldn't be surprised to see them fall.
They plan to commit on the mid lane again. Okay, you know, if at first you don't succeed, well they do succeed, but then it failed. But you know, back and
If at
forth,
first
right?
you succeed, but at second you don't,
Then it might be you're going to do again.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 success rate, surely.
that's how it works, obviously. Oh, the fissure, just
gets
for the
the runes.
bounty, yeah.
Yeah, they snatch them off. Looks like it's going to be 3 going the way of Secret here. 1 for Navi.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Visage support, but it can work, definitely. Secret can play that as support, and honestly in this game, yeah, he got countered a bit by Bristle, but
Well, that's the kind of thing is that actually as well. They kind of downward there. I thought it might be a support in this scenario because we've seen this sort of thing from Secret before. It used to be a very decent support.
it used to be, but it's not anymore. The hero is changed, definitely, so it's still kind of fine. It can work, definitely, but it's definitely not as good as he used to be. Some changes to his cloak, to his nuke, and the Grave Jewel actually made it just so much better as a core.
More or less everything. got
Yeah,
changed,
more or less everything, yes.
Arc just dangling on the edge of the this. He needs to be careful there. Actually, if he gets waveformed in, he could be shotgunned down, even with the range roll. That's the thing. The moment he uses the cold, that's actually a signal for Nisha to potentially go for him. And Nisha, that's risky.
Has a region.
That he wants to maximize use. Cold feet's going to be on him again. That's what I mean by risky. Like, if he'd actually done that, and then you see a step 4 apparition, one just proc and you're dead straight away.
He could die definitely from cold feet.
And died instead. Yeah, so the rotation gets the solo kill.
Yeah, because that region was snatched by Nisha, he had to go back to the shrine. The Absol just read the movement perfectly well and just got him.
They've kind of reached a point now where this AA pick, it's not going to be a powerhouse in the mid game, but it's more there to just stem and slow down the movement and hope for the best. Which means there's a lot of pressure now on Blizzy to deliver in this mid game. Which sometimes you see Bristles do this. My only concern is against heroes that can build Dragon Lancers and then just run you down. With the slows as well, it's very hard for him to not be kited.
Yeah, you also have the pure damage from Enigma pulse, so that's gonna work really well versus tanky Bristle. Oh, but overall, I still like the A. Come on, man, say mid. Have to go with the A mid.
Different Snake. Oh dear. Yeah, he should be fine. They got rid of enough ice bombs. Crystallize trying to move in. Where's the RNG? He says. None cut just yet. Actually, he didn't get the Bloodlust buff. That's on earlier. All in all, so far though, Void not farming that well. I mean, you look at this. Well, Drow did get some kills. That's the big difference. But it's 1,000 net worth lead for the key component of Secret's draft already. And of course, that key component will peak much quicker than the Void.
Of course. And I mean, they still have the combination of the AA Void, but they have been slowed down quite significantly by the Shaker rotations and the fact that you are playing versus an Enigma, which is always sacking your experience.
Being that Shaker, stuns up Lizzie. Tether way too late and he's dead. Bot lane, looking back on Zai, the Chrono gets bit. He was about to use a Black Hole midway through. Beautifully done. Cancels the TP immediately. Crystallize read that on point.
If he managed to use that Black Hole there, they could have
killed him.
Point, yeah.
Definitely.
The Visage was porking in and you had so many Eidolons sitting.
Yeah, they had the Aurons, especially Chu, which will be fine. They can actually aggress this. Fish is going to come out and perfectly done. I was trapped here. Dead as well. Dendi's on a killing spree already. Ice Blast is coming up. He's going to do enough though. Yapsol's hit up one. Lizzie's going to chase down with the quills. Not sure. It's going to be close. One more should do it. No one's actually going to help out Yapsol. There we go. That's nice though. They need something in play. Because they are being pressured pretty hard.
I thought that ulti was gonna be wasted, but actually they got the Shaker kill, which is pretty neat.
Well, I'd say right now, if you had to prioritize the support to shut down, even though there's a Visage and a Drow strat, Shaker is still really concerning. He always is with the Echo. Of course, not best against the Void unless you're jumping prematurely off Chrono, because of course it's not like a Sand King pick, where you're like, okay, I'll Epicenter and counter this Chrono by just jumping in the center. You know, you do that as an Earthshaker, so of course you can't do anything.
I definitely agree. I think the birds are enough from Visage this game. So yeah.
You sure? Hey, he should be fine. It wasn't more from back to Agi.
Right now.
And there were no, like, he had no mana or no reach to use the Cold Feet either, so he should just... I'm always... Cold Feet is the first spell, right? From a...
Yeah, it's Cold Feet.
Chilling Touch is the last one, and Ice Vortex is the second.
And...
Of course, makes sense.
And you got the Frost Blast as all. Yeah.
Thank you for teaching.
There we go. You teach me complicated stuff, I do the simples, and Seneko, he's simply good at dying right now.
Yeah, that fissure block there. I mean, Yapsor is all over the place, and he's winning them this early games so well.
And this is actually... Oh, no, that's not gonna happen. That's a slow blast. Maybe if he does it from his base, but then you'd be nowhere near the lane. And actually, you can already see a huge speed disparity. His arc's only 7 compared to the 9. He's in a little bit of trouble, actually, he's gone. So let's just slow him down even more, and he goes.
Yeah, the Wisp just doesn't contribute right now, as he does not have overcharge, and because of that, that salt he has was not used, as he cannot heal when he's full HP.
And that's a big concern. As you look at that draft, I really thought they were going to go for like a Gyrocopter hit, as opposed to the Void. And so far, the question in your mind is going to be, at least the Gyro would farm very quickly.
Yeah, Wisp Gyro, it's
he can't line much
good class.
Yeah, it's probably the most powerful outcome right now. There's Blast coming out, too late again. Nisha comes it off.
They could have maybe used the Ice Blast behind the tower.
I think maybe if they had like a wrap around the back, that might work, because so far you're just running straight up to a Morphling in lane. And that might have worked once when he's like level 3, but now he has the means to survive, he has the means to escape. Crystallize does have the Chrono again, and he clearly wants to use it. Yeah,
so it's coming, and this might be the bait, because they can fissure block him.
Like, I'm dead.
If the Chrono comes,
there it is.
No.
Oh wait, as I walked in, the Chrono, no! He misses, Crystallize, let's get the bash, a follow-up bash, can he do this? It's gonna be close, one more tap should seal the deal. There it is, moving forward, no, actually the deep up ran out, didn't matter. And Yaxel's a little bit deep now, time dilation comes out, it's been slowed down, he does have the Echo, but he can't use it because there's no creeps nearby. Puppey, make sure that his fellow support doesn't die.
Such tier 1 Dota. Ult almost misses, Chrono misses. The fissure isn't really on point. Yeah, he stuns him, but he meant to block him away from the Enigma. So many whiff spells right there.
Yeah, right now it's a little bit back and forth in terms of mistakes being made, but the god lead building. Secret have a 6k net worth lead of 12 minutes in.
Blizzy has that Vanguard, but that Vanguard is only gonna skip him right now, no one else. So.
And we said about the Midnight Pulse, and actually Zai's doing pretty damn well for himself. He is doing the worst out of all his cores, but at the same time, he's been left solo this entire time. So XP-wise, he's on point.
He definitely is, and he isn't doing... I mean, not even gold-wise he's bad. Look at him, 3.6k Void is 3.9k. He's holding on fairly well. He took that tower as well. He's pressuring them together with the Visage on the bottom lane. I believe if you are a Secret, you're with the early game phase so far.
Yeah, this is a transitional point where Secret can start to just 5-man, and it's already kind of highlighted that Navi, they do have this Chrono, but that's about it. Oh, from the jump. Blizzy, stun control is good, Soul Suction through, Echo's there, they'll get him. Sneko will run it off. Puppey, hit by the cold feet, needs to be careful. Actually, he's getting super low.
So that's basically your tankiest hero, just evaporated. Yeah, they use a lot, but still.
But at least he got that. At least he got that Vanguard, right?
Yeah, he has the Vanguard.
Problem is, they do a decent amount of magic damage just from the Shaker alone.
This is looking really rough for Navi.
They might just go straight for mid and try and pick arc as well.
Well, he has no way of escaping. He has to run instantly if he wants to survive this aggression.
Yeah. No, he's going to go back. Okay, this is problematic. He can't defend the tower, actually. The birds are coming. They're already knocking on the tier 1. And it just feels like right now, Crystallizer's only option is to dodge these fights. Not exactly a good thing to be doing against a Visage strat.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him with Ice Vortex. Yeah, with Ice Vortex.
Got 1 point there. No matter do the tips onto them and he'll throw out the ice blast. Stun control and return. They should get the kill. Nisha's down. Now Blizzy Black Hole coming on to the Chrono return though. Because it's only on the league. They're going to work. They do at least get the tower. Now Sima's going to fall. Top is going to be chased down as well. And stun control is there to get. Actually, all things considered, Navi will be very, very happy with that fight.
They should be super satisfied. I think if you are Nisha here, you don't hit instantly on AA. You let the rest of them deal with him. And perhaps you finish him off only. You can't afford to get hit by his ulti. Because his ulti plus 1 or 2 more spells and you're gone.
Nicely actually done. Oh, Chug. Oh, Yapso's already got his Blink Dagger. This is,
Yeah, he's had it for a few minutes now. So.
Yeah, he hasn't really flashed it too much so far, casually walking the most times. But the thing I want to highlight in regards to that is something important is, Al was talking about it, is the way you watch tier 2 versus tier 1 teams use Shaker. Tier 1 teams make it look broken. And Yapso, it's very fair to say Secret is a tier 1 team, and he is one of the best supports in the world. And we're kind of seeing it here. Shaker just takes over this mid game on his own.
The Upsor is strong on this hero actually, and right there, we saw, I mean, so far he's been doing everything right in the game. Every single rotation was on point.
Rotating again. Nice control. Yapso blinks forward. Nice stunning on Maker. He's careful about approaching this. The cold feet's there. Yapso, a good feature out. Can he do much else? It's going to be frozen up. Art's going to move away. Barely alive. It should be fine thanks to the tech. And Yapso is so damn tanky. He's still living. Crystallite's going to move him. Time dilation's going to come out. But he'll be fine. Still check. Sees up here inside. They won't actually go on top. The stun's going to be there. Right. Should be fine here. Yapso does fall in the meantime. But now they can actually control up Blizzy. They might try and turn it around, but Crystallite is the right. Jump across, a little bit of void on void action, not gonna go. They won this. Blizzy's so damn tanky, he can get it. Especially with the regen coming out from the back. And Shoes down on the side. Blizzy needs to get out now. Crystallite does not have a chrono. He's gonna throw himself in front of for the moment and use the time walk away.
Actually, he saved Blizzy with that movement.
He did.
Because he baited them to go on him, and because of that, Blizzy was able to move up, so.
They want to go again. They've got the chrono in 10 seconds time. Crystallite's making a move. What's the target they want? They shouldn't need a chrono for this. Blizzy on the move. Time dilation's there. Ice Blast is going to connect. And Puppy's in a little bit of trouble. Birds can buy him a little bit of time, but they don't want to help them. Knock the chrono on the line. Or do they? They come in the back foot. Blizzy getting low. Echo on the back foot's good. Stun control is there. The Gust as well. They're going to get Crystallite. Double kill for Nisha. And that was perfectly executed by Secret. Most teams wouldn't have attempted that. Not with the chrono still available. But they stack, they go in, and that's once again the showing of this quick blink timing and all the work is put in.
Yeah, the amount of work that Yapsor is doing right now is just insane. And as you said, tier 1 Shaker just helps his team so much in every single situation. It's just the hero it looks broken. Then yesterday when we saw Shaker, he lost 5 out of 5 games, something like that. But it wasn't Yapsor Shaker.
It most definitely wasn't. And he's you know, all those teams that are playing the other day, just get your notepads out, take some notes. Yapso's here to teach. Apparently part of the key to it is farming creeps.
Farming creeps in the jungle. He has no mana right now. He's gonna
he can't really do anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if this is actually an Axe rush game, or do you go Shadow Play? I wouldn't mind Axe being rushed here, just the mobility alone against this type of lineup, because they're going to try and dodge you out, right? They're going to try and use the IO to move quick, and they're going to use the time walk to dodge you every turn.
Shadow Blade isn't bad. Axe is also fine. With that Shadow Blade, perhaps we can wrap around, find the Wisp, jump on him.
Yeah, get the snipe out straight away, or even Crystal. Because even with the Wisp right now, the only way he saves is if he managed to relocate you out.
They're gonna clash.
They are. Crystallite does have the chrono. The pinks come out, they know what's going on, but Secret back away. They know it's a little bit too bold to do this, especially with the AA plus the chrono.
Yeah, you have to be always careful because of that AA plus chrono ulti. It's ultimates that can win you every single team fight until you have BKBs, basically. And even with the BKBs, if you get chronoed on time, like, you can fall. So it's not really the easiest void. It's not really the easiest morphling game by any stretch. Like, he's gonna have to be very careful about his positioning.
His life is pretty insufferable, and even with the Drow, not exactly a very tanky, or if you get caught in chrono, you're probably dead.
Yeah, both of them can die.
Because that's the thing, it's like, people think, you're not a hero, you'll be fine as the game goes on, but the problem is, of course, the bash damage alone coming out from the void is quite high.
Well, they do have this Crimson. So, with that Crimson, perhaps you can take some favorable fights. So far it's been rough, but they were able to snatch a kill here and there. With that and perhaps the whole team fights can go in their favor.
Navi are doing surprisingly well. Despite being 11k behind, this is not looking as grim as it should, because what they've done is they basically accepted Ark was thrown under the bus. I think that pick alone was always, okay, we're just sticking him there, just load out Morphling and give a combo for the Void layer. So, while it isn't 11k network lead, you have to keep in mind a big chunk of that is because Ark isn't even competing, really.
He's going for Midas though. So
Catch up.
Yeah,
well,
catch
you
up.
are target late game in fairness. And Blizzy, all things considered, is doing pretty well.
Actually, he has 2k gold now. He's going for that Radiance. I like it versus the Visage Birds, but overall, it's not really the. I don't know. My favorite choice in this current game. I think he still needs to tank up. I think she was really nice as well.
I think he's feeling that he's okay because he has the IO. And while you could, with the IO in conjunction with that, make him a tank god that can't be killed, the problem would be that your Void would be killable all time.
That's true.
That's Ice found. Ice Blast is on point. They'll be running him down and shoot for. Nice little pick off. He has been pushing aggressively in the lane for the last 2 minutes, so something had to happen.
He's been abusing their jungle so much, just farming everything, and there's an enemy hero all alone farming your jungle. Something's wrong, and that's an enigma. Like, he's not super mobile right now.
True. Alright, Secret trying to take the tier 1 top. Navi retain a few heroes because once you do take the tier 1, it becomes even easier just to solve the Roach Pit because Navi do TP in on the shrine. It's going to be long TPs. And it doesn't take Secret very long to do a Roach at this stage.
Well, both of these can do it fairly easily. Like, the Secret definitely does it a bit fast. Navi, they do have Bristleback to tank it and lower the armor. So, right.
And of course, both teams have ways of defending that Roche. You've got the Shaker on one side, you've got the Chrono plus the Ice Blast on the other.
What do you think about the whip? He's so spoiled this game, man. Just look at him. He can basically give agonies to everyone. Any hero can benefit from his axe.
And that's a good thing because most people
Who do you pick? Yeah.
Void's priority, right? Because the low cooldown on the Chrono is great there.
Yeah, you have to do it properly though, so that your tether is growing.
That's the problem, because of course, if he uses the Time Warp, luck staying next to him. At the same time, the versus not bad, but the Nasal Goo isn't. In this game against these opponents, it's very good. It's just the amount of time you have to stay tethered to him is not optimal if you want to give away the bonus. They're running in the bot lane. Found Zai again. Yep, so it's going to drop the figure. Nice block out, actually. Echo! Turnaround's there with the stop as well. I was going to fall. Crystallize needs to move away. Shadow Armor to hide. The Ice Blast is coming in. It was a time to get down to the low ground and then just run away. That's a Chrono use. They're going to move forward. There it is. Sun's coming out. They see him, though. They're going to run him down. He dies. Meanwhile, in the lane, Blizzy going to work. He's pretty tanky, though, with those layers. You need to be careful about committing too hard here. Yep, so it's ready to interrupt this fight with a fissure. The birds are coming out. Dendi's rotating with the Shadow Blade. There it is. They've cut off the Bristle. He's alone now. The gun, they're pushing past it. Crimson Guard activated. Coldfeet's coming out. Yap still trying to move away from this. Over on the side, should fall to Dendi though. And it looks like Bristle will manage to make an escape. Seneca will not be so lucky. He'll turn around the fire blast for a moment. Benicia will just shotgun across. And they say that's Rush.
No Rush, why not?
All they've got is an Ice Blast. They don't care.
I mean, Ice Blast can be pretty strong here, but
there's no quick spike though. It's not. The Bristle's like, I'll walk in with those. Okay, we'll just walk away. We'll stun you off, we'll move away. It's not like you're jumping in with Chrono. There it is. There he goes Venetia. He's going the Scardy next. So he just wants to make sure they've got good control onto that Bristle and onto that Void. Like we said before, Navi have taken these movement speed buffers, so they're going to look to dodge out Secret a lot where they can.
Navi is in so much trouble right now.
They are.
It's very hard for them to fight anywhere. Absorb, man, that's why it's hard, honestly. Like, that guy is always on point, anticipates basically where the Chrono is gonna happen, uses the fissure to block out the Void, then uses the Echo to kill both of them basically, so Wisp and the Void, so it's just...
And the Void himself has been focusing on this Enigma for a good reason, because Zion has that blink, and that's when he's going to get aggressive with his ult. At this stage, when you're defending high ground as Navi, you are very susceptible to getting 2 3-man black hole.
They're gonna continue pushing. There's nothing to stop them, right?
I think the catch here is that Navi has layers to the combo. It's reliant on one layer succeeding for the others to work. Whereas Secret have layers to their combos, but if one fails, the other one takes over, right? The black hole gets interrupted, you've got the Echo Slam. The Echo Slam gets interrupted, the Gus resets the fight.
They have layers upon layers upon layers, definitely. And on Navi, if you're going in, you have to commit. You have to use that chrono, and that's it, right? After that, follow up with the AA. You don't really have a reset. Whip used to be good one, but not any longer. You can't really relocate anywhere from the fight. You can only relocate to the fight.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Is like typically see I now use aggressively. It's not this defensive save type anymore. Like it is in terms of producing damage, but not. I'm gonna get you out of dodge, son. Don't worry how deep you are. Snega wasn't even that deep. He gets punished though.
He did go off of his high ground.
That is true. That's deep right now.
For Secret, that's deep already.
You know, if it's going beyond the T2 warding spots, then actually you're basically drowning the stage. As a result, you lose your last out of town. They'll look to push in. You don't even have your buffer here, but you do have your chrono. Crystallize with the Shadow Blade, move up to the high ground though. They're going to dangle Blizzy. The best thing they can hope for is Secret overcommitting onto the Bristle, but I mean, this is not 2012. This isn't. Oh, Bristle's a very tanky hero. I didn't realize that until we got 5-man wipe.
It's still so funny that Bristle used to work like that, right? Everyone would commit and still die. It's like
it just shows you how far we've come. From being quite beat to very smart.
The hero has been changed a little bit here and there as well, but it's mostly the players.
I mean, that's the other thing. That's why we don't typically see things like the Void into tanking and AA lead up heroes anymore, because it's a complicated combo, and usually the gains you get out of it is maybe 1 or 2 kills maximum. It's very rare you get this 5-man.
Not a bad combo still, but it is difficult.
Oh, that's going to work. Chrono's going to come out. This time he's found Enigma. The Unlock's going to be there, and he will definitely be falling. That's a good pick, because now it's very hard for Secret to approach high ground for 5 seconds. Problem is, Chrono has a much longer cooldown than that.
It's a kill for Ancient Apparition, actually, not for Void, which I would rather see the kills go to Void, but it's fine.
In fairness, he's so far behind, he got a crap ton of gold out of it though.
Yeah. And Blizzy goes for that Relic, gonna have the Radiance as well. Not too shabby, actually, not too bad, but...
Yeah, you can already see it from Secret. They know that this Aegis, they'll look for a pick off, but it's probably going to be a farm in Aegis. And he's being farmed actually. So there you go, farm in Aegis. No pick from this, stand up at the spot, he should pull. And actually, Seneko shouldn't even be it, but they're relocating in. Blizzy wants to fight. And actually, see incoming out from the Void as well. Yeah, to get hit by cold feet. There's Yoko though, gonna land it. And now in trouble, Void's going to fall. They try and activate too late, and Seneko's going to go down. As Io, he just left the Bristle behind. Blizzy might be tanky, but not that tanky. Not with the break there. And Dendi going for this Silver Edge has paid off so much.
So Seneko smokes up just to run away.
A little longer run.
Is he gonna...
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. The problem is the high ground won't be fine. They're going to at least take 1 lane out of this. And the other big thing is Enigma's back and he has Black Hole, so you can't overcommit. I think that's part of the reason Io left. But probably should have taken Blizzy with him.
I mean...
He just ditched it, just full on failed. It's like, nope, don't know you.
I think if you're Navi, you just bail from this game right now, it's fine. That's what's happening.
You got 1 lane left.
Yeah, they've got 1 lane left. You have the Void, you have the Chrono, you have the ulti, but it's not easy. It's not like Secret is gonna be all on point and gonna all get wrecked by that combination.
No, Mr. Negativity, okay? They got 1 shot, 1 opportunity, 1 big Chrono. Because in fairness, well, they are 25k behind. 1 big Chrono with this much money on the line could actually put them back in the game. It'd be very hard.
Papi has a pipe, so...
Oh, in that case we're done.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It is. Actually, Poppy's halfway to an Axe already. And you just look at the net worth. Shaker's competing with the Void in terms of gold now.
Yeah, so far they weren't really able to use the items that they bought in these team fights because they've just picked out, and then, like, it doesn't matter. Like, this use as well, I don't get it. It doesn't really help you that much, does it?
It's very aggressive, but you stopped going for this 5-man aggression a few minutes back.
What you like the Yules, you can set it up in chilling in
Crystallize.
But
you want the Chrono on a free, he's got it. The Ice Blast's gonna come in as well. This might be good enough. The Gun Fruit needs actually 5 minutes though. Yasu's ready. The Black Hole coming out. Catching on the free, interrupts the Yules though. Asking to move. Yasu's jumping even deeper. He wants it. He's gonna go for this dance. Blizzy's already down. Absolutely, he will fall. Double kill for Nietzsche on the side. Jew is gonna be next to fall in the tree line. Or is it? No, Crystallize goes down. Geeky gets called. That was the 1 last 2 roll, the 1 hook, the 1 chance in hell. But in the end, turns out Drow's win rate continues to increase, and usually if there's a Drow, you probably want to ban the Visage.
yeah, I mean, this would this was also a support Visage, so it's not like he did a whole lot, right?
Well, he eventually did.
Eventually he did, but it's not like they stomped the lanes. Like some games with Visage, we've seen them end in like 15 minutes because Visage wins his lane or just does decently well and then goes from one tower to the other and just dominates stomps. I think this is basically not just Visage but all